Good morning, YouTubians. It's Comet's Ghost. You can call me Alan. You have to forgive me, I'm a little bit hoarse this morning still. It is Monday, the 24th of November 2025, just 1 month till Christmas, which usually means the releases should start to slow down, but certainly not the case today. There's 60 titles coming out, the likes of Conjuring Last Rites, as well as Eddington, the supernatural body horror Together, as well as the 4 Agatha Christie movies that are being re-released by Studio Canal with a new slipcover design on them. Plus, there are several anime titles coming out too, so there's something in there for everyone. So join me as I head up to the city centre, where I will film all the latest releases inside HMV, grabbing a piping hot latte from Costa Coffee along the way. Not a sponsor. I will see you all in the city soon. Well, would you look at that? It seems like Christmas has finally arrived at Brighton. This year, IKEA bought out the shopping mall completely, and they've been making changes to interiors and exteriors for the better. Last year's festive decorations, when it was owned by the previous people, were an absolute disgrace with the chandelier of shite, if you remember. But this looks promising. I've heard rumours that a Santa's grotto is soon going to make an appearance underneath this tree. If it does, I will include it in a future video, so please keep your fingers crossed for us down on the south coast. We can do with a bit of festive cheer. We, as so many others do, have a Lego store in Brighton's Churchill Square, and I noticed they've got the Goonies ship in the window, and I thought I would show it as it is technically movie related, and apparently includes 12 minifigures, including One-Eyed Willy. So here I am in HMV, and in no particular order, I will start with Death on the Nile. This is a murder mystery from 1978, based on the Agatha Christie novel of the same name, directed by John Gilliman, and this has got an all-star lineup with Peter Ustinov as Hercule Poirot. He is joined by Betty Davis, Mia Farrow, Olivia Hussey, George Kennedy, Lewis Charles, David Niven, Celia Emery, Sam Wanamaker, Maggie Smith, Jack Warden and Angela Lansbury. This is available on Blu-ray, priced at £14.99, or there's a 4K, and that will set you back £22.99. Murder on the Orient Express next, from 1974. This is directed by Sidney Lumet, and it stars Albert Finney as Hercule Poirot, and he is joined by Lauren Bacall, Ingrid Bergman, Sean Connery, Michael York, John Gielgud, Jacqueline Bisset, Martin Balsam, Anthony Perkins, and Richard Whitmark. These Agatha Christie movies are top-notch entertainment, and each is worth checking out. The Blu-ray is priced at £14.99, and the 4K is priced at £22.99. Next is Evil Under the Sun, another mystery from Agatha Christie, this time around from 1982 and directed by Guy Hamilton. It sees Peter Ustinov return as the mustachioed detective Poirot, and this time he's joined by Diana Rigg, James Mason, Roddy McDowall, Jane Birkin, Colin Blakely, Nicholas Clay and Maggie Smith. The Blu-ray is priced at £14.99 and the 4K is priced at £22.99. The Mirror Cracked next, another Agatha Christie novel that was titled Mirror Cracked from Side to Side, which was written in 1962, but the film is from 1980, directed by Guy Hamilton, and this time it's up to Miss Jane Marple to solve the case, and she's played by Angela Lansbury. And she's joined by Elizabeth Taylor, Kim Novak, Geraldine Chaplin, that's Charlie's daughter, Tony Curtis, Rock Hudson, Edward Fox, Richard Leach, and there's even a bit part from a young Pierce Brosnan. The Blu-ray is priced at £14.99 and the 4K is priced at £22.99. There are also 2 Agatha Christie box sets available, which has all the films I just listed, plus each has a booklet and 4 posters, presumably 1 poster per film. The films themselves do look to be housed in digipacks, which is a space saver, but if that's your preference, go for it. The Blu-ray is priced at £49.99 and the 4K box set is priced at £79.99. The Horror of Frankenstein next. This is a 4K collector's edition of the 1970 Hammer horror, starring Ralph Bates as Victor Frankenstein and David Prowse as his monster. This is a loose remake of the 1957 film The Curse of Frankenstein, and this one comes with a 64-page perfect bound booklet and 2 posters, and all that for £34.99. Legend next. This is the 10th anniversary 4K collector's edition. It's a biographical gangster film from 2015, and it stars Tom Hardy as the notorious London gangsters Ronnie and Reggie Cray. Also stars Emily Browning as Reggie's wife, and alongside her you have Paul Bettany, John Sessions, Taron Egerton, Tara Fitzgerald, David Thewlis and Christopher Eccleston. This is priced at £34.99, comes with a 48-page booklet, 2 posters and 4 art cards. The Morning Show Season 1 next, which aired on Apple TV in November 2019. This sees a seasoned TV presenter Mitch, who's played by Steve Carell, being fired for sexual misconduct, and Jennifer Aniston's character Alex fighting to save a job as a news anchor. Also stars Reese Witherspoon, Martin Short, David Morse and many more. This season has 10 episodes and will set you back £24.99. And next is Season 2 of The Morning Show, and this is set 3 months prior to the pandemic and its arrival. It sees Patrick Bristow join the cast alongside Jack Connolly, Will Arnett, Meredith Scott Lynn, Dave Foley and Patrick Fabian. This season also has 10 episodes and aired in September 2021. There are 2 more seasons yet to be released, and the show has been greenlit for a 5th season. This is priced at £24.99. The Morning Show box set is available, containing both seasons 1 and 2. And if you are interested, this set is region free, and you can expect to pay £49.99 for this release, which carries a 15 certificate. Sword of Sherwood Forest next from Powerhouse Films, which is the Indicator series. It's an adventure film from 1960, which sees Richard Green don the tights again and go up against Peter Cushing, who's playing the sheriff of Nottingham. This also has an uncredited appearance from Oliver Reed as Lord Melton. Expect to pay £14.99 for this film today. Watermelon Man next from Indicator. This is a comedy from 1970 directed by Melvin Van Peebles. It's about a white insurance salesman who is always using fake tans, but one day he wakes up finding he's changed completely into a black man. He spends most of the film trying to turn back into white. In case you're wondering, they use a black actor, Jeffrey Cambridge, who goes whiteface in the opening scenes. This one is priced at £14.99. Creatures the World Forgot next. This is a British adventure from 1971, directed by John Chaffee. This follows the lives of a tribe during the Stone Age with little to no dialogue, just grunting, and it sees 2 feuding brothers fighting for leadership. Plus you've got a mute girl working with the witch as her apprentice. This one is priced at £14.99. Hitchhike next from Indicator. Here we have a limited edition Blu-ray, which is limited to 1,000 copies, plus a 4K, which is limited to 4,000 copies. It's an Italian road thriller from 1977, and it sees an alcoholic reporter and his wife, whose relationship is on the rocks, pick up a hitchhiker who's just escaped from the Institute for the Criminally Insane. This stars Franco Nero, Corinne Clary and David Hess. The Blu-ray is priced at £21.99 and the 4K is priced at £27.99. Electric Dragon 8000 volts. This is the standard edition. The limited edition came out in March 2023. It's about a violent guitar-playing electrically charged boxer who has to fight an electronic wizard who's half merged with a metallic Buddha. This one is priced at £14.99. 11 Days, 11 Nights 2 next from 88 Films. This is an Italian erotic softcore drama from 1991. It's about a woman called Sarah who is an executor of a will which belonged to her ex-lover, and she has to sleep with all the possible heirs to see who is worthy and honourable. Of course she does. The Blu-ray is priced at £19.99 and the 4K is priced at £24.99. Central Station next from Curzon Film World. This is a Portuguese road drama from 1998 directed by Walter Salles. And it tells the story of a young boy who was taken in by a retired school teacher when his mother dies, leaving him alone. The school teacher decides to take the boy on a road trip to try and track down his father. The Blu-ray is priced at £17.99 and the 4K is priced at £24.99. A Challenge for Robin Hood next from Indicator. This is a British adventure film from 1967, and it sees Barry Ingham don the green tights this time and play Robin Hood, and his nemesis, the Sheriff of Nottingham, is played by John and Nat. You all know the story, has been told 1,000 times. Plenty of extras for this one, and it's priced at £14.99. A limited collector's edition of Boston Kickout next. This is a British drama from 1995, directed by Paul Hills. It's about a young lad who moves with his father to Stevenage, but finds his new life is devoid of hope, with rising unemployment, violence at every turn, and drugs on every street corner. This stars John Sim and Andrew Lincoln, and expect to pay £34.99 for this one. The End next from Mumbai. This is an apocalyptic musical from last year, directed by Joshua Oppenheimer, and it focuses on a wealthy family who are hiding out the apocalypse in an underground bunker and whose lives are changed with the arrival of a survivor from the outside. This stars Tilda Swinton and Michael Shannon, and the Blu-ray is priced at £14.99. Plot of Fear, aka Too Much Fear, next from Indicator. There's a Blu-ray edition which is limited to 1,000 copies, and a 4K edition limited to 4,000 copies. This is an Italian giallo film. It's about a killer of the rich who leaves illustrations of shock-headed Peter at the crime scene. This stars Corinne Clary, Tom Skerritt and Eli Wallach. The editions come with an 80-page illustrated booklet, and the Blu-ray is priced at £21.99 and the 4K is priced at £27.99. The film carries an 18 certificate. Rosa next from 88 Films. This is a Hong Kong action comedy from 1986, directed by Joe Cheung. It's about two police officers, Ha and Kung, who are transferred to the case analysis division and try to take down a former undercover cop who is now a drug kingpin. This one is priced at £24.99. The Ice Storm next on Studio Canal. It's a drama from 1997 directed by Ang Lee. This is set over Thanksgiving in Connecticut in 1973, where two married couples experiment with infidelity. Got a great cast which includes Kevin Kline, Joan Allen, Tobey Maguire, Christina Ricci, Elijah Wood and Sigourney Weaver. The Blu-ray is priced at £14.99. Obsession, aka The Hidden Room, next from Indicator. This is the standard release. The limited one came out in June last year. It's a British crime film from 1949 directed by Edward Dmytryk, and this is a revenge film which sees a psychiatrist kidnap and kill his wife's lover in a vat of acid. Stars Robert Newton, Phil Brown and Sally Gray, and this one is priced at £14.99. Hell's Angels on 4K on the Criterion label next, directed by both Howard Hughes and James Whale. This is a pre-code independent epic war movie from 1930. It's a multifaceted love story set around two British brothers in the Royal Flying Corps and Helen, played by Jean Harlow. This was filmed in silent era and converted into a talkie a little bit later at great expense. This one is priced at £29.99. Elle, aka Strange Passions on the Criterion label next. It's a Spanish romantic drama from 1953 about a man who becomes obsessed with a woman he meets in church, and after seeing off all the competition he marries her, and it doesn't stop there, becomes jealous of everybody around her, but can he rein it in before he chokes the relationship? This one is priced at £29.99. Oh, that is a horrible cover there, full of AI. Anyway, it's a Conjuring Last Rites from Warner Brothers. Supernatural horror directed by Michael Chaves, and this is loosely based on a true-life Smurl haunting which took place in the United States of America between 1974 and 1989, and it sees Ed and Lorraine Warren reluctantly investigate the haunting case and a demonic mirror. This stars Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson. The Blu-ray is priced at £14.99. It's also a 4K with a nice slipcover. That is priced at £24.99. And there's also a 4 Conjuring movie collection Blu-ray set, and that will set you back £29.99. The Last Starfighter Special Edition from Arrow next. This 1984 movie sees a young video gamer called Alex Rogan, played by Lance Guest, who is taken by an alien defense force in order for Alex to fight an interstellar war. This also stars Robert Preston in his last movie role. The Blu-ray is priced at £17.99. There is a 4K available, but I couldn't find it. A limited edition of The Apartment next on 4K from Arrow. This is a romantic comedy drama from 1969, co-written and directed by Billy Wilder. And it's about Buddy, who's played by Jack Lemmon, who lets his work superiors use his flat for extramarital affairs. But Buddy falls for Fran, who's played by Shirley MacLaine, who's sleeping with his boss, Jeff, who's played by Fred McMurray. A little gem of a film, which is priced at £24.99 and comes with a collector's booklet. The House of Mirth next on the BFI. This is a romantic period drama from the year 2000, co-written and directed by Terence Davies. It's about Lily Bart, who's played by Gillian Anderson, a poor young socialite from New York who is trying to nab a wealthy husband to keep her in a life of luxury. But when a rumour gets out she was involved in an affair, her life starts to spiral. This one is priced at £16.99. My Hero Academia, You're Next, the movie. This is in fact a steelbook in this slipcase. I had no idea until I finished filming. About the Dark Mite who attempts to be the new symbol of peace. It's got a runtime of 110 minutes and will set you back £24.99. And to go with that, we have the standard Blu-ray release for the movie, which also comes with a very jazzy slipcover. And for that, the price drops down to £14.99. Next is the 4K Collector's Edition of Scars of Dracula from Studio Canal. This is a Hammer horror from 1970, directed by Roy Ward Baker. This sees Count Dracula, who's played by Christopher Lee, resurrected by a large bat, bringing the Count back from the dead, and soon the bodies pile up. Also stars Dennis Waterman, Jenny Hanley, and Patrick Troughton. This is priced at £34.99, comes with a 64-page perfect bound book and 2 posters. I'll Become a Villainess Who Goes Down in History Season 1 next. This is about a young girl who is living the dream. She's become the villainess in a fancy dating sim. However, the more wrongdoing she inflicts, the more she becomes adored. This one is priced at £34.99. Eddington next from Spirit Entertainment. This is a neo-western thriller from this year, written and directed by Ari Aster. This is set against a pandemic outbreak and sees tensions rise between a mayor and a sheriff over public health measures, and it stars Joaquin Phoenix, Pedro Pascal, Luke Grimes, Austin Butler and Emma Stone. The Blu-ray is priced at £14.99. Together next from Entertainment in Video. This is a supernatural body horror from this year, written and directed by Michael Shanks. This stars Alison Brie and Dave Franco as a school teacher and a musician who move to the countryside, and soon after arriving they spend the night in a cave, plus they drink some of the water from inside that cave, and strange things start to happen to their bodies. The Blu-ray is priced at £14.99 and the 4K is priced at £25.99. A Night Like This from Verve Pictures. This is a romantic drama from this year, directed by Liam Calvert. Sees a skint gay actor and a guy from a privileged background who owns a failing business head out together on a winter's evening in London to try to gain meaning in their lives. This one is priced at £14.99. Next is C.S. Lewis's The Chronicles of Narnia. It's a TV serial which includes the stories The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, which aired in 1988, followed by Prince Caspian and the Voyage of the Dawn Treader, which aired in 1989, and concludes with The Silver Chair, which aired in 1990, and I believe all the episodes have been converted into films for this release. This one is priced at £24.99. So there we have it. There's a lot of films coming out today and TV shows as well. I will be grabbing Eddington and maybe one other, but I'm not 100% sure if I will or not. Put down in the comments if you plan to grab anything today. I would have picked up those Agatha Christie movies, but I have the 4 films that were released not too long ago. Hey everybody, welcome back. 4 titles to talk about today. 3 in a box set from Imprint Films and 1 that came out just a few weeks ago. Let's crack on with it. Okay, so Imprint have kindly sent me over this box set to showcase on my channel. But before I get into the movies themselves, we'll take a quick look at the outer box, which features 3 movies from the director John Huston. Now, of course, John Huston, incredible director, vast amount of great movies to his name, my personal favourite being The African Queen, but other films of his include The Man Who Would Be King, Moby Dick, Chinatown, The Maltese Falcon, what a great film, Key Largo, Escape to Victory, Night of the Iguana, list goes on. But let's take a look at the 3 films that are included in this box set. Okay, first thing to say that this is a very sturdy box set. Take the lid off, lovely lid, very sturdy. Inside we have 3 movies, each in a separate case. We'll get to those in just a second. Pop the lid back on. We have an image on the front there, taken from the 3 films within. On the front there you got Brad Dourif, Harry Dean Stanton, then we got a film there from The Dead and one there from Under the Volcano, which stars Albert Finney, but we'll get to that in just a second. On the side we have the title, same on the other side, and also on the lid as well. There's some information on the base. One of the best box sets on the market, very, very sturdy, almost indestructible. Lovely colour inside there. And then onto the films. Almost forgot to show you the back. Now on the back we have this information card, usually held on by a spot of glue. I pop them inside once I've unwrapped them. That'll have all the information about the extras included and the films themselves. And underneath there you get an image there, and we have John Huston with a quote on the back. I'll freeze it there so you can read it. Okay, so we do get 3 films inside with individual cases, and I'll talk about each of these films now, and then I'll show you the outer casing on each and every one. Okay, first film in the set is Wise Blood. It's a drama with sprinkles of dark humour. It's from 1979. It was made towards the end of Huston's life. It stars Brad Dourif as Hazel Motes, or Hayes as he's known in the film. He's a 22-year-old lad, fresh back from an undisclosed war, but guessing from the era of the movie, it's the Vietnam War. And Hayes is jaded by life's experiences. He's a man who believes in nothing. He doesn't believe in Jesus, doesn't believe in the devil, heaven, hell, none of it. And coupled with his dress sense and the way he gets his point across, people start to believe that he's some kind of new preacher on the block. In fact, Hayes does actually decide to start a church of his own. It's called the Church Without Christ. It's also a church without a church as well, because he preaches from the bonnet of his car on street corners. And he becomes fascinated with a blind preacher's daughter called Sabbath, played by Amy Wright. And she was that little girl who starred in the original Amityville Horror. She was the babysitter that was locked in the closet. Now, Sabbath's father is the blind preacher, played by Harry Dean Stanton, who's actually faking it. He's not blind in the film. And I've got to say, this was a fascinating watch. This was only Brad's fourth feature film, and you can't take your eyes off him. It's safe to say all the characters in the film, though, are very flawed. They're all as mad as a bag of frogs. Also stars Ned Beatty as a slimy faith-healing promoter. He's got the gift of the gab. And there's also William Hickey as a preacher for hire. Now, Hickey you'll know as Uncle Lewis in Christmas Vacation. Music in this is from Alex North, who also did Streetcar Named Desire, Cleopatra, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, and many others. In fact, he does the music in all three of these movies. Picture quality on this was incredibly good, filmed a lot outside. It's got a runtime 1 hour 46 minutes. Let's take a look inside. The front cover image has been put onto the disc, and on the reverse of the cover there is a screenshot from the film. And I do recommend you check out the extras, especially the interview with Brad Dourif. Tells you how he got the role for the film and how it was originally going to Tommy Lee Jones. Fascinating insights. Okay, next one is Under the Volcano from 1984. It's a drama set in a small Mexican town in 1938 during the Day of the Dead, which happens to fall on the 1st of November that year. This follows a former British consul. In case you're unaware, consul is a representative from any given country that acts as a buffer between governments. And this particular ex-consul is Geoffrey Furman, being played by the brilliant Albert Finney. And Geoffrey is as drunk as a skunk from the opening credits. He's been drinking heavily because he and his wife are separated, and he's not actually seen her for over a year. The next morning, and still under the influence in the bar, he's greeted by his long absent wife Yvonne, who's being played by Jacqueline Bisset, who's actually 81 years old and still acting, bless her cotton socks. Anyway, Yvonne has returned. She wants things to return to the way they were, as if nothing had ever happened. And Geoffrey, who's clearly turned to alcohol as a coping mechanism, is a little bit annoyed by her complacency. And to add to Geoffrey's issues, his half-brother Hugh turns up as well. Now, Hugh, being played by Anthony Andrews, who you may remember played Sebastian in Brideshead Revisited. It was a TV show from the 80s, actually, that's filmed right before this was made. Now, this is a little bit suspicious. They do turn up within a day of each other. Or is it suspicious? Now, this film got a very surprising ending. I didn't see this one coming at all. Albert Finney makes a very good drunk. In fact, Albert received an Academy Award nomination for his performance in this, where he lost out to F. Murray Abraham for his role in Amadeus. Most of this is filmed outside, and the image is crystal clear. This one's got a runtime of 1 hour 52 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So the front cover image has been put onto the disc, and it's an image of Albert Finney's character with his brother and his wife in the reflection of his glasses. And on the reverse of the cover, we have a screenshot from the film. So that was Under the Volcano. Okay, last movie in this box set, and it happens to be the last film John Huston ever made, is The Dead. It's a period drama from 1987 that was written by the director's son, John Huston, and it's based off a short story of the same name by James Joyce. The movie opens up in Dublin, early January 1904, at a very busy household who are hosting the Feast of Epiphany, which is a Christian celebration. Many of the guests are arriving, everybody's having a lot of fun, dancing, drinking. Party's hosts are two Spitzer sisters, Julia, played by Kathleen Delaney, and Kate, being played by Helena Carroll, and their much younger niece as well, Mary Jane, who's being played by Ingrid Craigie. The film follows the partygoers as they engage with one another, conversations that are flowing through the day on subjects such as relationships, race, Irish nationalism, ageing, all that kind of thing. One particular guest, Gabriel, who's being played by Donald McCann, who later gives a very rousing speech, is berated in front of everybody just a few hours earlier for turning his back on Ireland by a fellow guest called Molly, who is an Irish nationalist. But it doesn't ruin the evening for anybody. Everybody just takes it in their stride. Conversations, dances and celebrations flow well into the evening until people start to leave. Now, this was a very impressive film on a technical level alone. The dinner scenes must have been a nightmare to both film and edit together. It's almost as if they flowed as one single shot, and it was so natural looking. And given that John was 18 in a wheelchair when he filmed this, is impressive to say the least. It also stars Carl Meany as a fellow guest, and Angelica Huston, who's John Huston's daughter, as Gabriel's wife, who's been hiding a secret for many years, which I won't divulge. I enjoyed this one the most, which I really didn't think I would. They were all very thought-provoking, but this one stayed with me the longest. This one's got a runtime of 1 hour and 23 minutes. Let's take a look inside. The front cover image has been put onto the disc, and on the reverse of the cover is a screenshot from the film. So that was The Dead, and again, audio commentary on this. Check it out, well worth listening to. So that was the box set directed by John Huston. 3 great films in here, so thank you Imprint Films for sending these over. Really do appreciate it. Next and last is Weapons. It's a supernatural mystery horror from this year that was written, produced and directed by Zach Kreger. This film opens up in a small town called Maybrook, where we discover a class of elementary school children all up and vanished at 2:17 AM on the very same day. All but one child, called Alex, played by Carrie Christopher, who claims to have no idea why they all up and vanished or why he was excluded. At first, the children's teacher Justine is the prime suspect, because she is the common denominator, and she is absolutely despised by the townspeople. She soon turns to drink. She hooks up with her ex, who happens to be a police officer. Justine's played by Julia Garner, who was in the Fantastic Four First Step. She played the Silver Surfer in that. Justine, who also wants to get to the bottom of the mystery, decides to follow Alex home to see if he knows anything. I won't say what she finds at his house. In fact, I won't say any more story-wise, but I will mention it also stars Josh Brolin. He is one of the father of the missing children. He starts his own investigation up to see if he can find anything out. You've also got Benedict Wong as the school's headmaster, or principal as they call him in America. You've got Sarah Paxton, also a mother of a missing child. Sarah is actually married to the director. Her on-screen husband is Justin Long, and I've not seen him in a film for a while. You've also got Austin Abrams. He's a homeless drug addict called James, and you've also got Amy Madigan as Alex, his Aunt Gladys. I'm not going to say anything about her. She's staying while the mystery's being investigated. Very original film, very clever. There were some very creepy moments in this and a few jump scares thrown in for good measure. Picture quality was superb. Being a horror film, filmed a lot of dark places, and it's still crystal clear. Got a runtime of 2 hours and 8 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So inside we have a plain blue disc and a double eco case. So that was Weapons. So before we go, a quick thank you to Imprint Films for sending out that box set. There will be a link down below to where you can purchase that for yourself. So that was it. Have you seen any of those? Do you plan to pick them up or just want to leave a comment? Then do so down below. I will read every single one and I'll try to reply if I have the time. Give the video a thumbs up, really does help the channel, and subscribe if you haven't. It's all free. Why wouldn't you? On that note, all that's left to say is thank you so much for choosing my channel today and watching my video. Take care. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.